And often the Battle of Bloody Marsh, or what they would have called it, the Battle of Grenadier Marsh, is cited as a very important turning point. In some ways, you know, it's the final real battle between the British and the Spanish as to who's going to own this land. A good buddy of mine came back from Iraq not all that long ago. We got to talk and I began to think about battles in a much different light, though. About those individuals who stand their ground, or not. But those individuals who actually stand there and do what they're asked to do. That difficult thing that soldiers are asked to do. And on both sides of this field, that's exactly what happened July 7, 1742. It's an amazing thing to think of anyone standing there. Let alone after basically half your line is broken rank. Those soldiers who stood their ground after that, it's rather amazing. This history was a turning point. It was a turning point for the British in many ways. It led ultimately to settlement of the Georgia issue. But just as importantly, I think, and more personally, for every individual soldier, it's a turning point in their life as well. I'm going to fire this musket. And as I do, I want you to really listen to it. I want you to try to imagine 120 muskets on the British side going off at once, quickly returned with 400 on the other side or so. Got a lot of different guesses as to how many Spaniards are across the field. But I want you to just listen to this and see what you would have, whether you could have stood that ground or not. As I do, well, we take all the fun out of guns here in the Park Service. I'm going to do something no self-respecting 18th century soldier would have done, which is I'm going to put in earplugs. It's going to be fairly loud. It's not nearly as loud as if I were actually firing out a musket ball, because we don't, for a couple reasons. One is, although that'd be a really, really good shot if I hit that dock out there. And the other side of it is we still have those questions as to where the battle actually occurred. One of the reasons Fort Frederica National Monument was set aside was not only because of these important stories it tells, but because of the real and tangible things we can learn about the past from those artifacts. And if I do this every month or so and fire a couple musket balls out there over time, I really kind of create an interesting archaeological site for sure. Are there any archaeologists in the crowd? See, I'm always fighting. Well, I'm a historian, so I like written documents and things like that. Then the archaeologists would come along and get it all wrong. We don't want to mess up the archaeologists. Okay. When I present, that's the take aim. You might want to cover your ears. As I do this, actually, I want you to realize that they would have actually been at the battle, muskets loaded. Mine's not loaded yet. So the first time I'm going to show you the slow, methodic way that soldiers were actually trained to load their musket. Often when you go to a park site like this is what we show you. And a lot of people walk away going, ain't that quaint. Look how long it takes them to shoot their little guns. I want you to realize that actually, every 20 seconds, 3 shots a minute is what a British infantryman is expected to do. The second shot will be using that prime and load, that quick method of firing. The reason they're not calling out each step is often it's multiple ranks. So a kneeling rank, a rank firing off a shoulder, a rank firing off. Each of those are designed to be in a different place so that there's someone always firing, someone always loading, someone always with a loaded musket. It makes it hard for the other side to advance across the field. So we're gonna do it 2 ways. The first way, how they trained them. The slow way to train all the steps. Second way, how they actually would have done it in battle. Okay, you guys ready? I'm gonna make you our officer, okay? So when I point at you, I want you nice and loud, command authority type voice. I want you to say, "Soldier, take care." Okay? You know what you're gonna say? Okay. Let's hear it.
Soldier, take care.